Hey guys, just a few things to run down this week. We have, first off, our rough drafts last week were due, and a lot of you got them turned in. This week, the first thing we're going to need to be working on is our peer review, but I'm canceling it and changing it. So instead of doing a peer review, this week we are going to do rough draft part two. So what that means is, if you haven't turned the one in for last week, that's a zero by now. It's been 4 days. And so instead of worrying about that, everyone can turn in a rough draft this week. It's an optional assignment. If you got a zero last week, it would probably help you in your grade if you turned one in. But if you did turn one in last week, if you want to go ahead and make some edits, this is a chance to get a second round of edits. Okay? So I should have everyone's back to them by the end of the day. And so take a look at it, see if you have a lot of edits that you want help on. If you do, then just make those edits, resubmit it to me by this Friday, and I'll get those back to you. So you have another go before your final draft. If you haven't turned in a rough draft, it's too late now. That's a zero for last week. But you can do this second one to help kind of even out your grade. So those are two big changes we have this week. Besides that, we have a few other little pieces of information. One, this week we are reading Salvation by Langston Hughes. It's one of my favorite stories. I think you guys will like it. But importantly there, make sure you do that reading before you come to class. Okay? This next month through all of October, we're reading a bunch of stories. They're all short. They're all really easy. I made sure I chose ones that are pretty accessible. You'll be able to get in and get out, like our American Like Me essays. So get those readings done, and we will talk about them in class. So if no one in class has read, that's okay. You're reading for your quizzes, right? That's where we're putting the work in. But I won't be able to talk about it much in class if you guys haven't read it. So do the reading. Besides that, we do have a reading quiz as always, and then we do have a journal due this week. So kind of a busier week, but remember, this is our SA2 push. It's going to be busy for these next couple weeks, and then we have a couple down weeks, and then it's just pushing for the final essay. So again, readings, the quiz, and then the journal. Those are the big three. But then rough draft part two is optional for everybody. So just be thinking about that as well. If you have any questions, as always, feel free to email me, and I'll get back to you pretty quick. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a great week, and I'll see you in class. Specifically this week, it's groups 3 and 4. So see you guys.